That shot of Pookie when he succumbs to the crack and he's smoking is like an incredible shot. It looks like a cartoon or like a drawing
with the single
where he's
light
like
bulb just hanging down.
he's like really skinny
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the picture.
Oh yeah.
That's a canted angle. That's a Dutch one of those fucked up Amsterdam angles.
Him being skinny is a big it really helps his character because crack addicts are skinny. And they
Sure.
originally the rumor was they wanted Martin Lawrence, who's way funnier, way more famous, but
Not skinny.
he couldn't do it. He's not skinny. And Chris Rock was kind of unknown at the time. This was definitely the first time I ever saw Chris Rock in a movie. And I remember being a little kid watching this movie, maybe 7, 8 years old, and just being so like moved, like every emotion that Pookie goes through in this movie, I felt at such an extreme amount, an extreme level. Like I felt so bad for him when he was on crack. I was like, oh my God, he's on crack again. No, don't do it, Pookie.
You related
Don't
to
do
Pookie a
it.
lot.
Well, I felt bad for him. This movie was like,
Why?
I had emotions back then, and a
Oh, I
movie
see.
would just work on me, like you said, like a cartoon. Like I wasn't like judging the movie like, oh, this is fucking dumb. Cops don't behave this way. Oh, he shot him in the foot. That's stupid. Or like Ice T looks like Ice T's from the West Coast. His accent's not right. Like now I just like pick it apart.
Good Lord.
You should go back to when you were a child.
You should kill yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
Start over. Just clean slate.
I have both now. I have both. I know I know the memories of the two Williams.
Wow. Kind of like Pookie when he's clean and then Pookie when he's dancing in the lab doing jumping jacks and shit. Is that what crackheads do? They just start acting like that?
Maybe if you worked in a crack factory, you might act kind of weird like that. Maybe.
It'd be cool if it was a cracker factory and they were just making crackers, like Milhouse's dad on The Simpsons.
One thing I missed is doing drugs for many, many years. I never was able to buy drugs in a vial. I never got it in a vial like that. Is that like an East Coast thing or something? Or I've always wished that
in the crack.
Yeah, it came in like that little plastic vial with the red cap.
How did you get your crack, or what did your crack come in?
Either
Mike, tell people how crack is sold now.
Either placed in my hand or in a small baggie.
They baby bird it into your mouth.
Yeah, when I would go down.
Well, they keep it in their mouths.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
It was just it's all over like the projects in Oakland. You just drive in there and like look at a person and they've got it. It's crazy.
And they pull it out of their mouth?
Sometimes, or their bunghole.
It'd be cool if you had to like French them to get it. If you gave the guy money and then you're like, come here.
and then you slipped it to you.
Yeah, you pass it back and forth like that egg scene in Tampopo.
Either way, I never saw a vial. I wish I would have seen a vial. That looks cool.
Well, it's also like white heroin.
Yeah, maybe. I guess.
Like most people have never seen white heroin because they always had like black tar heroin.
Sure. Myth. Yes.
That's something I heard. Yeah, I mean, it was the 80s. They had cool vials.
The style.
I'm trying to think, did I ever see it on the street or anything in San Francisco? I never saw a vial.
No, you see a needle or something, but never a little plastic vial like
Ice T sees like on a basketball court or a playground or something like that. He just sees like piles of the.
Yeah, that's what you would expect.
And he like shakes his head.
I would expect to see that around here, but I have never seen it.
I love how everybody has like good, cool like street names, and then Ice T's name is Scotty Appleton.
Yeah.
Such a funny. Ice T's always finding himself in situations like this. I feel like
he had
some funny actor.
He had some cool name when he teamed up with Nino at near the end, but I can't remember what his street name was.
Scotty Appleton is like the whitest name I've ever heard a character have in a movie. I feel like, and it's Ice T in New Jack City. It's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Respect.
Well, originally they were going to cast Jimmy Stewart as Scotty Appleton, a street cop in New York City. You're like, hey, Pookie, I don't think you want to go work at the Enterprise, at the Carter.
Yeah.
Ice-T's real name is Tracy Lauren Marrow.
Whoa, two girl names?
Yeah, I see why he goes by Ice-T now. Kind of, it's tough being it's tough trying to be a hard Tracy. That ain't
Ice
easy.
T, Trace. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
Yeah,
a
you have
lot
to be
of girl
super hard. That's
names
the thing.
used to be guy names. A lot of girl names used to be guy names back in the day. Meriwether,
Mike,
Ashley,
William.
Cunt. Cunt used to be like a really cool Southern man's name. And then, they had to take it from us.
That is bullshit, dude. We gotta
Well,
start calling
what-
ourselves cunt again.
Take cunt from who? It is ours. We took it for us. What do you mean they took
We
it
want to
from
be
us?
called cunt, is what William is saying. Name
John
your-
Wayne's, his first name was Meriwether, but his middle name was Cunt.
I believe his first name was Miriam, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, Miriam
Cunt Wayne.
Cobra Cabretti. So this movie is based on a real life gang called the Chambers Brothers. Here's a video of them on YouTube counting money.
I need a video of me counting money once in my life.
And they had so much money. They took over an apartment in Detroit.
That
It
makes
was
more
not
sense.
it wasn't like the building in this movie, The Carter, where it's like a beautiful New York City.
Looks like a fortress or something. Or it has
Yeah. It's like an entire
Square.
city block. It's like
Kowloon
square, and there's
in Hong Kong.
so it's also based on a guy, Nicky Barnes.
Oh, the guy
It's also-
from American Gangster.
It's also based on that's not Frank Lucas. Is Nicky Barnes the bad guy in that movie or something? Like his
No,
rival?
Nicky Barnes is Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, and then it's also just based on classic Hollywood gangster movies.
Sure, they mentioned that. He mentions James Cagney and the other guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I forget. It's like a deep cut. It's like I don't think he would know who that actor was. God damn it. It's very funny. But yeah, obviously Scarface is a big influence on it too. So, it's a big crazy movie. It takes place and they got these New Jack criminals and they need some New Jack cops to fight them. So they get Ice-T and Judd Nelson. Judd Nelson's your typical Italian police officer.
That used to be a crackhead.
It's cool that
I
he's
used to
always
be
wearing
Pookie.
sunglasses, and that kind of helps him look cool enough to.
He fires a
Hit in the
gun
world.
inside Ice-T's apartment, just fucking around on the couch.
And
Nothing.
makes it into a smiley face.
Nothing breaks.
Yeah.
What is he shooting at? The wall? Through an
Yeah.
open window.
That's awesome. Wait, I was confused. This is my first time watching this. I was confused. What?
Nerd alert. He hasn't even seen New Jack City before. He's not cool like me. Jesus
I was banging
Christ.
chicks. What the hell?
Like
I
Nino
can't do
Brown.
everything.
You're
But
banging chicks in 1991.
yeah. I
All
was
right. All right.
6
I'm
years old.
impressed. I'm impressed.
I was pretty cool as a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
But
It is pretty cool to fuck other 6-year-olds when you're 6. That is
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's not so cool when you're not 6, but when
Hey,
you are
hey,
6,
what's his name, Adam?
Oh,
Get
come
it?
on.
Ah.
Hey. It's not like that.
Nino Brown Jr.
Yeah. But guys, I was confused because everybody's always saying New Jack. So is this like takes place in a universe where New York City is called New Jack City and everything is just New Jack instead of New York? I feel like I never heard New York, but everything was always what does New Jack mean? And why are there New Jack cops and New Jack
I don't think it has anything to do with New York. I think it's just saying they're like a new fresh at it. They're like a new cop,
I don't think so.
No, this is what it means. It's just some article in the Village Voice. New Jack City eats its young, 1987. And it's Detroit was New Jack City. And
So
it was
that's
about
nothing to do with New York.
It was about the Chambers brothers, and then they made the movie in New York. Like I said, the Chambers brothers were.
Well, what does New Jack cops mean and New Jack? What does that mean?
It's just it's branding for the movie, I think.
But what
it's just
what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Okay,
Who knows?
So you don't have
it's
to know.
slang.
It's okay.
It's
you didn't
slang.
make the movie.
I'm just saying it's slang that these guys are using.
For what?
For being new at something, for being being fresh.
Oh, being new jacks.
Right,
Oh, it
they're-
means new. It means like rookies.
Yes, that is
Okay,
what
so
I am.
rookie
That is my
cops.
understanding.
Rookie. But it is confusing because it's like New York City and New Jack City and like
The Cash Money
Here.
Brothers are the new Jack Hustlers as compared to the old Italian mafia that they're replacing. Is what
One high schooler told me that the New Jacks look at it and say, "Fuck the madness. You can't stop it. So just roll with it." The sign has been reduced to a banal slogan, a doofy punchline among the New Jacks and front artists. In Motown, a New Jack is a calculated novice who enjoys killing you, aside from making a name for himself.
uh
So a novice, a new
okay,
person
a
at
new
it.
jack. I feel okay, I get it. Like jacking like a car or something like that.
Yeah.
Too. There's that. That's what jack means. Or maybe they're talking about their
Or jack of all trades.
or maybe these guys have just recently masturbated for the first time. This is a city of people who have never masturbated.
Here's another thing in this article. Packs of New Jacks, all between 13 and 19 years old, covered the area and designer Sangfroid in 2000 portable cellular phones. So like they're also like young. Like this movie is it's not realistic.
Oh,
What?
come on.
What are you talking about?
It's
You just
it's
said it's based on a true story. So I
it's
mean, how much more realistic can it be?
and I showed you the picture of the Chambers brothers and there were like four of them. They don't wear like cutting edge music video clothing out of like a Tony video or a
Not when you're in the
Belvin
stash house. You're not when you're with all your money. You're not going to wear all your nice shit. You wear your nice shit out in the street at the count house. You just wear
That's
whatever.
true. Yeah.
You're not dressing
Did
up
you
for
know-
your other friends.
And another thing I noticed is that
William's not a new jack, Mike. He doesn't understand. He's
There
not
are, like-
us.
He is a new Jack. He doesn't understand.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he is a
the
new,
guys
He's never
they're back like
masturbated.
they're like gang guys, like the tough guys in the berets with the bomber jackets who kind of look like they're out of like Public Enemy.
Yeah.
The anti-gang guys, you mean?
Not the well, like
Yeah, like that guy who ran for mayor.
that look of like of the jackets and the hats, and they're all like they're like the backup crew, like they're in the gang, they're working in the
with the CMB hats.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about it?
Oh, yeah,
So
CMB.
So that's supposed to be like the Black Panthers, and it's supposed to be like if the Black Panthers didn't believe in anything. It's like what happened to the Black Panthers after Malcolm X
70s.
is killed. Yeah, after the 70s, and they've lost all that, the direction. So now they're just like, fuck it, we'll sell drugs. This will
That's
be our
sad.
gang. We'll just stop and like
Damn.
we'll just like drop out the system.
I never thought about
And-
how like after Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were killed, that like then crack happened.
Yes.
Coincidence?
That is not very.
And then
new
none of the
jack.
drug dealers got killed. Those guys didn't get killed.
Oh, maybe Malcolm X should have been a drug dealer instead.
He probably would have been. I mean, Huey Newton never got killed. He escaped to Cuba or something. I don't really know my Black Power history. I know
gotta
people
brush
come
up.
to this show for Black Power history, but
Yeah.
it's very confusing.
Well, great.
So the movie starts with I see
Ice-T selling Coke. No, he's buying Coke from Chris Rock.
He's trying to
Chris
buy
Rock.
a kilo from Chris Rock for 17 grand, which is an exorbitant price.
And Chris Rock takes the money, and then he rides away on his bicycle. And as a
Rookie
little
move.
kid, I remember thinking this bike. Oh, it's not his bike. He steals like a little girl's
Yeah,
bike.
he like
This
running.
bike on the stairs really freaked me out. I found it so disturbing.
Well, it's
I
a
thought
good
it was gonna-
chase scene. It's like it's very suspenseful, and it makes you think he's going to fall into the train and shit. So
I just don't see how a guy on foot keeps up with a guy on a bike, but whatever. It's minor. It's minor.
It's because he's wearing a cool Raiders jacket. Mike.
I do love that jacket, especially rocking that on the East Coast, representing. At the time, it was 91. They were in LA, but in 86, I believe they were.
which is where
still in
Ice
Oakland.
T's from.
Yeah,
So
Were they shitty back then too?
No, that's when they were good.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's like the Madden era and all that.
Yeah, what
you
if he
mean
was wearing it and
The
everybody just like
Oakland
laughing at
years?
him and
Yeah.
clowning on him and stuff?
Were they
Because
good in '91?
Yeah. 91, I think that's when they went to LA.
When was the
Man.
last time the Raiders won the Super Bowl?
Oh my God.
1976.
Probably somewhere back then.
You know,
been a while.
The Bucks were a big laughing stock for a long time, but then they had like this change. Didn't they? They became like the new Raiders or something like that.
1984.
Hell yeah!
No,
Good
there was
year.
the Pirate Bowl. There was the Pirate Bowl when the Raiders played.
Who won
Tampa
that?
Bay.
Right.
The fucking Tampa Bay, because they took our coach
Oh.
from the year before. We
Oh
watched
yeah,
it.
we took the coach and then like, but we became
Really?
like the bad boys.
Yeah, I love that. That
with
was
Warren Sapp and shit.
that was when I became a Raider fan. Was that?
That was a cool time to get into the Bucks, dude.
Yeah,
You should have bailed on him.
I should have.
What I would have done if I were the Raiders, I would have taken that coach and I would have held him over the edge of the 59th Street Bridge,
Uh-huh.
and I would say, "You better pay me, or I'm going to throw you off the. I'm going to throw you off the bridge."
I feel like he could survive that fall. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like the Golden Gate Bridge or something like that. It seemed pretty low. If you just went in
What,
feet
land on a tugboat or a garbage
Nah,
barge?
Just go in feet first, clench your asshole, and hold
He's
your
held
breath.
upside down.
Well, do a flip. What's the issue? Well,
Yeah.
like if he's being held upside down, he should have dove in like a swan, and then made a
Oh,
little
just
like
Oh yeah, it would have been like a little bloop,
yeah,
and it
exactly.
would have come out perfectly.
Yeah,
That was an awesome.
I've never
this
been to New
movie-
York. I have
the
no
opening.
idea.
The opening credits, like of New York. I feel like I've never seen like aerial shots of New York City like that, or New Jack City, excuse me, like that. Something about it looked different and looked.
Well,
really
one thing they
good.
do is they put the camera down and they're facing down to the street as they go over.
It's
But
moving
it's
really
it's
fast. You get like a real scale, like idea of the scale of the city, and then like the fact that it kind of like goes into into the bridge, and then like this thing. This movie is like move. This movie moves, baby.
I
And
agree.
it looks
Yeah.
good.
It was not
there's a lot
boring.
of there's a lot of shit that happens in a very short amount of time. And
It gets
makes
bad, but like it gets bad the more worse as it goes on. But the beginning is really good, I think.
The whole movie's
I think-
perfect.
Perfection.
There's not a single miss to the entire movie.
What about like all the
No.
What about the guy falling and dying? He said he
Yeah, he
he
should've
could
dove.
survive.
Well, you know,
To swim to shore.
He's
What were they
wearing-
doing with this white guy? He
And-
owes some drug money. Is he Italian?
It was very convoluted.
Because they have an Italian thing, and the Italians are racist to them, and they call them like a spickaroon, and then they give him a lawn jockey for New Year's or something.
They call him his
Oh,
Ace Boone Coon, which is
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
They say they give him a lawn jockey with a noose around its neck.
Yeah. Like, what? How is he going to take that? Like, oh, that's so funny. We're friends again. After he just kicked him out in the last meeting.
yeah. that
Also,
would be-
his
that's a confusing gift to get.
muscle is Nico Brown. His muscle is a young woman who just is like has a gun and is always mad all the time.
Well, her and the stuttering guy.
And the stuttering
And
guy,
the stuttering, the duh man,
Yeah.
the guy from Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Suck my dick. When I was a little kid, that was so funny. It was like, he has a stutter and he said that. Oh my God.
It was
think it's
cool.
Weird
impressive.
kid, bro.
I think it's impressive he tried to say unadulterated. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. It was remember when the girl thug or whatever like got out of the car and shot that Jamaican guy?
Yes.
That's
That
what
was
I'm talking about. Put a gun right up to his head and blow his brains out.
In broad daylight, and just
Yes.
drive away in your open top car, no problem.
I love a Jamaican guy in New York in a New York crime movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is the golden age of Jamaican gangs and Predator 2 and that fucking Steven Seagal movie,
Rumble
Child's
in the
Play.
Bronx. Rumble in the Bronx has some Jamaican gangs in it. They're these guys that have these like diamonds and stuff. You know what I'm talking. William knows.
I've
guys
seen
that have
Rumble in
the
the Bronx.
diamond.
I don't.
I just remember the white guy with the blonde hair.
Yeah, that guy.
you okay?
Tony. I'm just thinking about Rumble in the Bronx now.
Got a diarrhea or
So
something?
I think I just fucking pooped my pants.
Nice. Well, you
You try,
diarrheaed your pants. It's a
Yeah,
little
I
different.
diarrhea.
It's probably
guys.
worse.
No, it's fine.
This is the future. Crack.
Classic scene.
And they're just driving around in their cool Jeep
Just holding a
middle of-
vial up.
in
Ugh.
Harlem. The other thing I noticed about this movie is that there's a part where they go to Central Park and they show Harlem, and it's like totally undeveloped. And now Harlem is like 50th. Does it start at 100th Street or 50th? I can't remember. But basically, they've pushed all the black people out of Harlem. They've put in so many sky rises and like towers and all this shit. It's crazy to see it now, to see like this one part of Central Park to be like,
I know
It's
a white
brown
woman
studs.
from a rich family who lives in Harlem and is always posting about how she's like in Harlem and stuff like that, and like how it's cool, you know what I mean, like how it's like her neighborhood and stuff.
she gentrified it.
Yeah,
Hopefully she gets killed.
yeah. But I remember when I visited New York, I went to Harlem and found, because there's a movie that you might surprise you is shot in Harlem, Royal Tenenbaums. The Royal Tenenbaums house is in Harlem because there's a lot of like it's like really old architecture, New York buildings and stuff like that. So like the house that the Royal Tenenbaums like all live in and stuff like that's like a Harlem house.
I
They're
believe you.
black.
Yeah.
That changes
What
everything
if,
about that
guys?
movie. Well, the thing is, if the Royal Tenenbaums were in the Upper East Side or whatever, the Upper West Side or Greenwich Village, the house would be so fucking expensive they never could have shot there. It would have been like $15 million. So,
But there's a lot of cool, like character in Harlem in these old buildings. Isn't it like the oldest part of New York?
I
yeah,
don't know.
it's the original. It's the original. The Dutch were in Harlem, and they beaver traded with the Indians.
Yeah.
They would take the pelts and trade these pelts for hats and trinkets.
Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't know that.
I didn't even know the Royal Tenenbaums was supposed to be in New York. I did not pick up on that at all. I didn't think it was any specific
It's a
city.
It's a subtle thing.
The Royal Tenenbaums doesn't take place in New York City. It takes place in New Jack City. What if that was?
And they listen to New Jack Swing.
I love when Nico gets his club, and then he it's like a fucking From the Mask or something. Doesn't it seem like it's like a cartoon?
Flavor
club, kind of?
Flav.
Yeah,
Flavor Flav is there.
And but like there's that.
Well, yeah, because The Mask is based on classic Hollywood gangster clubs. But yes.
Oh yeah, sure. But it has like it kind of looks like a fucking laser tag place inside or something, but in a good way.
For sure.
So
It
and
reminded
I'm a
me of
big
Dick
laser tag guy,
Tracy.
so.
Dick Tracy and like there's another movie, Cotton Club, that's like a Francis Ford Coppola movie that has some crazy gangster shit. There's also like Harlem Nights. There's a lot of like, the gangsters got their club. That's where they hang out. That's where they drink. That's where they drink champagne.
Copacabana.
Raging
That's a club,
Bull.
right?
Yeah.
The I love the live music scenes in like black movies where everybody just gets to dance for a little bit. And like the actors are good at dancing.
In this movie,
you have to be good at dancing if you're in like a black movie. You have to be a good actor and also a good dancer.
Plus, they'll have shots of like guys doing breakdancing for like 2 seconds, and they're just like doing the worm like really hard, and then they're like, everybody's dancing like crazy. The energy in this movie is nuts. Like it's like they took a 2.5 hour movie and they cut an hour out of it, so you're just seeing the absolute most dramatic scenes.
Cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop. There's nothing like Nico is like a kid. Nico's selling his first like dime sack. He's poor in the projects and he's like, I want to eat food, but I can't. And then there's some like drug dealer guy helps him. Like they cut all that shit out. It's like they cut out like the first half hour of like Paid in Full. And they just go right to, or like the beginning of Scarface. It's like he gets crack and he's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a building and we're going to sell crack. And then Dun Dun Man's like, you are a genius. Oh my God. No one has ever thought of this idea before in the world.
It's a pretty good idea.
And when they sell they take over the building. They kick out all the Jamaicans. They kick out the guy who's naked. They
He
kick out
wasn't.
all the
I
people
don't
who
think he
live
was
there.
always naked, William.
Oh,
I think
he
they
was.
made.
He didn't have. Did he? I didn't see him have clothes.
They're like,
Then
we got to
they-
get rid of this guy who's fucking naked all the time. He's ruining the vibe.
And that's how you take over a building. Once you kick the manager out, it's all yours. You don't know. You got no worries after that.
Yeah, you're basically the king of the building.
And they have.
You should do that to your
they have a-
building, Mike.
The man. Yeah, I should. The owner is cool, and so is the manager. Honestly,
You should kick out the manager at gunpoint, but you should be naked.
That's how you
Walk
assert
him out.
authority.
Yeah.
Like in those ghetto fight videos where the women take their clothes off.
Yeah.
It works. Then well, they also hook up with this banker guy, and he's like, why make $800 a week when I can make $8,000 a week? And he like gives them computers, which
He's got
is
computer skills.
He's a computer programmer, and then
They're
they
accounting.
create
They got to do accounting.
they create memberships, and they have like ID cards, and they have like security gates that look like it also looks like the Super Mario Brothers movie, like all the clothing, like the big shoulders and the circle glasses and like the lines in their hair, and they like this white guy goes in and he scans his ID, and then he gets his crack in a little baggie. It's basically a weed club. And then
It's kind of like
all
Blockbuster.
all the crack is organized in, I guess, what are they cutting it, mixing it? All the women in the lab who are topless,
I thought they were bagging it up.
they're just bagging it.
Yeah.
Nico don't trust. Is it Nino or Nico?
It's Nino. I was wondering
Nino.
why you kept- they did not show the process of making crack cocaine at any point in the movie.
Oh.
No. Yeah,
Nino. Nino's so paranoid. He makes them show their titties. When I was a little kid, that scene was like, oh my God, boobies. I've never seen four
Yeah, that's so cool.
boobies.
But in American Gangster, weren't they actually naked? In this, they weren't naked from the waist down. I don't remember in American Gangster them having.
I
I thought
know.
they were
What's
totally
the point
naked.
of wearing pants if you're, I don't know, guys.
They're gonna slip those vials right up their fucking cooch. You know it. You gotta
yeah.
watch them.
Yeah,
And
totally.
their prison. Well, guy's butt is a prison wallet. A girl's vag is like a prison lunchbox, I guess.
Prison lunchbox because it's bigger
So-
than a wallet.
What are you gonna call it? A prison pussy purse. There you go. That's what
There
we
you
call
go.
it. Yeah.
You can put anything up there. I'm surprised. Women are always. My wife's always complaining about like how no women's pants have pockets. I'm like, you got a pussy. Put your keys up there.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I liked how the gang was like when they're this. I feel like this is a pretty good plan, honestly. This thing with the Carter, where you go in and make it like this self-contained thing, but they say like the customers or like the people who live there will either become customers or hostages, which is
In Beirut.
yeah. So they're basically like Israel, this apartment building.
They also they provide them. Do they provide them with their own pipes? Their little glass sticks.
They showed when they were down in the little room, they like he hands the dude something, and then the dude hands him a crack pipe back. But I don't know if he gave him like money or something, or maybe his ID card.
He's so excited to do the
Yeah.
crack. I love this guy doing the crack. And
The
then
white
they have
guy?
the little
Kurt
kid,
Cobain.
Yeah,
and then they have the little kid and her mom, and they look like English orphans from like a Charles Dickens novel. They're like
yeah. They
covered
have
with,
like
soot
yeah,
on their cheeks, and they're like the
Well, they
kid
just swept some
sad.
chimneys, so then they got to go smoke some crack. Dude, being a chimney sweep would be a lot more fun, I think, if you were smoking crack. So just something to think about if anybody's just chimney sweep.
That's more of
I
a
think they
meth
do
thing,
smoke
but
crack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do
that's
something.
more of a meth job.
Yeah, crackheads don't really like do a lot of work, you know.
It doesn't. I thought it like pumps them up like meth.
Very briefly,
Oh, and
like
then
a
they get
couple
tired.
minutes. Yeah,
There are a lot of welfare queens on crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
What do
no,
you- no, what do you mean?
Whitney and Bobby Brown, they did crack, and they had retired early.
Oh,
What
it
about-
makes you really lazy.
I mean, when the come down is pretty rough, bro. Let me tell you.
Well, why aren't these people just doing meth then?
I think a lot of them do. It happens
Okay.
because you don't get the euphoria from meth that you do from crack.
That sounds pretty good. I
It's
like
the,
Euphoria.
it's the highest you can get, definitely.
Crack?
Yeah,
It's
for
just
sure.
Coke.
Isn't it better for you than
No.
How
cocaine
come?
too?
How come
Or
there's no
cleaner?
crack of heroin? Is that what fentanyl is?
I guess I don't know how, like a more pure form of it. Yeah, maybe.
But it would just you just OD.
Yeah, you probably would immediately, and that seems to be what's happening. They say fentanyl doesn't have legs, meaning that it doesn't last very long, like heroin does. All the
Right.
yeah, which sucks.
And crack
does
doesn't last
suck.
very long, right?
No, it does not.
That's really annoying when you do a
But
drug that doesn't last
isn't
long.
freebase is crack better than freebasing or just more convenient?
My understanding of freebase is what I understand the difference to be. Freebase is made with ether somehow. You have to like use ether to cut it or clean it. I don't really know. Whereas crack uses baking soda. I've never come into contact with freebase, so I don't exactly know what it is. It's like something that came up before crack, but crack must be better because you don't hear about freebase after that.
Yeah, Freebase is kind of like laser discs, and
Yeah.
crack is DVDs.
Basically, that's what I'm understanding.
Coke
Well, the
is
big difference
VHS.
also is crack. You can use a normal lighter. In freebase, you had to use a torch, right?
Cocaine hydrochloride will not vaporize at the temperature that a Bic lighter will put out. That's why
Good Lord.
you chemically combined it with baking soda to lower the vaporization point, so you don't have to use a torch.
This is a high maintenance drug. This is
See,
a chick drug,
Bro, you
dude.
can cook it in.
You
You
guys
can
know what
cook
I'm
it in a
saying?
microwave. It's extremely easy to make.
the nice thing about a laser disc is
Oh,
you don't have to
nice.
rewind. You don't have to rewind it after you finish watching a movie. But the downside is you have to flip the disc halfway through.
Yeah.
Lame.
So it lost out to the
maintenance.
convenience of
Crack.
VHS, the crack of home entertainment. Now, did you ever say "Beam me up, Scotty" before you smoked crack? Because in this movie, apparently that's what they do. They say "Beam me up, Scotty."
No,
A lot of Star Trek, or a lot of Trekkies, a lot of crackheads. Or a lot of crackheads are Trekkies. I don't know.
Trekkies or Trekkers?
Oh,
This is a big-
Trekkers? What's the difference? What are you talking
Oh
about?
my god!
Is this a
they're
nerdy thing? Is this a nerdy joke you're making, William?
No, this
So
is
I'm
a
not
real
nerd,
thing.
So I-
1991. This is TNG. This is Next Generation time, right? I mean, this is when they're talking. Well, no, but they're saying "Beam me up, Scotty." That's the original series. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about there.
TOS, as we call it.
Yeah, this is TNG time. But
Dude.
no. We're in the 80s. The movies takes place in the 80s, so you're probably watching reruns of TOS.
Beam me up, Scotty. Plus, that was like a big thing in the '80s to say like "Beam me up, Scotty." Like people would
People
say
love
that joke.
saying that.
Like cool black people would say that.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
but the nerdy writers of this movie did.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if this movie was written by really nerdy white guys, like Star Trek guys that are just like
written
really
by-
wanted to work that in.
It was written by a black guy. who,
Mario did Mario Van Peebles write it?
No, it was a journalist. So he wrote about the Chamber Brothers.
What if his
And
name was
Shane.
Mario Van Peebles?
Oh, Mario
That
Van
would-
Peehole.
Yeah, or
Would be-
Peehole. That's cool.
Don't dehumanize him, Adam.
I think he's cool. I thought he was good in this movie, and I like him a lot. And I was impressed with him as a director.
What's his greatest movie? Sniper?
This is his greatest
Oh,
movie.
Okay.
In terms
Okay,
of
wait, do
acting,
you like
in terms
Sniper
of,
a lot?
in- of course, he likes Sniper. a
Yes, I
lot.
like Sniper. Come on.
I know the box art from that stupid movie because I
Berenger.
worked in video stores, but like,
You would never watch it.
You never
Of
seen
course.
Sniper?
I never watched Sniper.
Oh my god. One
But-
shot, 2 kills.
You know, there's
Wait,
like nine sequels.
that's the Israeli army fucking thing.
What, 1 shot, 2 kills?
Yeah, they have like a picture of it's like they would have shirts that said one shot, 2 kills, and it would have a picture of a pregnant Muslim woman on it with like in like crosshairs.
Oh, this
yeah?
this is much different. In Sniper, Tom Berenger is being tortured and he's being put into like the thing where they put your hands through it, tie your hands up and neck. And then as the enemy is leaning down, he whispers, he mouths to the sniper that's shooting at him, 1 shot, 2 kills, kill the dude and kill me. It's very dramatic.
That's what he says to Mario.
Yes. And then Mario doesn't do it, of course. He can't kill his
Did
own
you notice
guy.
the Israel reference in this movie when Wesley Snipes says they don't make Uzis in Harlem? And I was like, I know where they make Uzis.
That's a reference to Israel.
Yeah.
Uzi? Uzis are Israeli, bro.
I didn't know that.
Come on.
What about the name Uzi? Do you think that is a Jewish name? Or
Why do you think
kinda
Ben?
sound like a
Why do you think
Jewish
Ben
name.
Stiller's kid is named Uzi in Royal Tenenbaums?
Oh wow,
Is
that's
there-
a pretty cool name though. I gotta say, for a kid.
Because like
You
I
thought
guess
he got
the wife
named
is
after the
Jewish.
machine gun?
Good lord.
Desert Eagle also.
Yeah, Beagle.
This
IMI.
is
They have great
you guys
weapons.
won't like me bringing this up, but I was gonna say there's a Nas lyric that I was listening to Nas earlier, and there's a line in one of his songs from Illmatic that goes, he says, I drop Jews where Jews hope to never run it. That's the line. But on the lyrics on Spotify, it says jewels.
Whoa.
So are they like, I'm pretty sure, I've always thought he said I
Astroturfing.
drop Jews. So I don't know if he's saying, I don't know if he really is saying I drop jewels, but it seems like he's like afraid of being, Nas is afraid of being called an anti-Semite.
Or do you
maybe.
think maybe you were kind of listening for a certain thing that you wanted to hear, and maybe
I was really
heard-
hoping Nas was
What
going to
does he say, Adam?
comment. He goes, I drop Jews where Jews hope to never run it with more kicks than
I
a
wear.
bee in a
But
mother's
why would he
stomach."
wear Jews?
No, he drops Jews where Jews hope to never run it. You know what I'm saying? Where, like the location where, not like he's wearing clothes. Good Lord, William, work with me here.
Well, because in the lyric, because I'm just saying, because the lyric I'm reading says, "I drop jewels, wear jewels, hope to never run it." So the third line is the ambiguous part that we
I feel
can't
like
really...
the line makes sense though, as I drop Jews where Jews hope to never run it.
I don't
Because
understand what that means.
you call them money Jews.
But then he says, "With more kicks than a baby in a mother's stomach."
Yeah, that's confusing.
Kicks
What
and
is,
that's
what
shoes.
is he's like a
Kicks or
grown man who's in like a pregnant lady's belly.
Yes,
This is confusing.
it's literal.
So it's about clothing.
I take all raps literal.
You
Anyway,
think he kills Jews?
no. Jews is being the slang for money.
Okay, that doesn't.
That's
That's
what I-
not a
I
real.
always-
I don't know.
that,
I don't know about
that's
that.
not a thing.
Okay,
I thought you were
always
saying
thought
like
that.
I thought it was
But
I dropped.
Even
I
before
thought you meant
October
like
7th, I thought this.
I drop Jews like he kills Jews.
No.
Where
No,
Jews hope to never run it or something. Where it's like, oh, he kills Jews in like Harlem or something.
No, he's saying he does business and shit where Jews, the ultimate businessmen, would never do business. This is what Nas is saying.
Okay.
So, gotta understand. I'm just speaking for Nas right
You
now.
like Nas, and
I
you
love
think he
Nas.
said
He's the
that.
greatest rapper
And
of
you-
all time.
Whoa,
And you
I don't
think-
know about that.
Who do you
Uh-oh.
think, Mike?
Fighting words.
Tupac, of course.
I think the greatest
Westside.
rappers of all time are Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh my, I don't know who that is.
That's the New Jack Swing group.
Oh,
Or Montel Jordan. Tupac,
I-
come
I-
on, bro.
have you seen King of New York?
Yeah, we did
Yes,
on the
I've seen
pod.
King of New York.
We watched it on the pod.
Yeah.
Oh, is this better than King of New York or not?
No, not at all.
King of New York is better than this?
I would say King of
Yes.
New York is probably better.
Really? Okay.
Well, the problem with this movie, when I was first watching this movie, I was like, this movie is fucking amazing at the beginning. And then
Wesley's-
like all the stupid shit with like it has that like Spike Lee thing where like,
Hold on. It's just everything after the Carter is rated is not as good.
yeah.
Because then it just turns into
drops.
machine. It just turns into like machine gun firing, and then also it's like Ice-T is now working for Nino Brown, and he just accepts them very quickly.
yeah, when
Yeah,
he's
the plot falls off a little bit.
when Nino's like, "Oh, I don't trust him, so I'm going to keep him close." What the fuck are you talking about? That's like the opposite of what you want to
You
do.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to keep him real close. Oh, okay. What are you?
Because it helps the movie.
Yeah, I get it, but it just makes no
Um,
sense.
dude, I loved the montage of Pookie getting clean and Ice-T is like standing over him while he's sleeping, like nodding and stuff.
And he's
Like,
shaking in bed, and he's in AA, and it's like some good AA lines. He's like, "I hope I never see you motherfuckers ever again." They're like, "Ha ha ha!" And they're all laughing. That's like
but then
what
he's
AA is
and then
like.
he's like training Pookie like Rocky. He's like like Pookie's like punching the bag.
Exercising,
Yeah.
and then like Judd Nelson's on the exercise bike in the background.
It was also nice that Ice-T was able to take him to like some sort of rehab center where they just immediately take him in and give him care and all that. I'm not really sure where these places are, but that's nice that it exists for him.
I like the so like yeah, this movie has like this Spike Lee thing of being like extremely explicit with its like social messaging to the point where it's like kind of absurd or it just feels it's not like doesn't feel real. It feels like the
Sure,
characters are
I
saying
get what you're
cliche
saying.
shit. But you know, this is a powerful subject that has affected a lot of people and you know, it's very upset and it affected little William too. So I don't know. I don't know how harsh to judge it for that to have that quality, for this to be so sincere that and like almost maudlin with its thing. Because if it like the Pookie stuff, him getting clean and then like him falling off and then like that being like the cause of his death, like that is like I don't know, it's like maybe too much or whatever for like the movie, like I don't know, like a movie watcher or whatever, but like maybe it was like something that was good for some people to see.
Wrap it up. Where are you going with
Ew.
this? Jesus
Like a-
Christ. Just talking around. You're
Somebody
like the-
help me get out of the talking.
I don't
Why
know.
did
Somebody
we have
help.
to help you?
I need
What do you-
help.
why are the movie is
Yeah,
William's
melodramatic?
face the whole time I fucking said that. It was like he looked so disgusted. I'm
That's what
trying
you're
to.
saying. Because you just have no opinion. You're like,
No, I'm
is it
trying to just
is
talk
the
about a
movie
complex
good? Is
thing.
it positive that it's an important subject with the poor people in the ghetto, like condescending, just
Not
like,
condescending,
oh my
empathetic.
god,
Very. I mean, I'm a just a huge empath. So that's what you guys got to understand about me.
you're a crackhead.
Excuse me.
You need emotions.
You are a crackhead.
I would. That movie made me be like, damn, crack looks pretty great.
It's a pretty easy life. You know, you only got to really focus on one thing. So that's nice.
I got confused when they said
But-
they said what? Go ahead, William.
It's an easy life if someone's handing you an entire turkey dinner.
Yeah.
Like Nino Brown hands Pookie. He's like, come on, let me get some. Come on, let me get some food.
And then he immediately tries to sell it, which I thought was hella funny.
With that
You know
girl
what?
who was like, I was
Yeah.
prom queen. And
And now
Adam's
you-
watching it like, Adam's like, this is dealing with an important, serious subject matter.
She's
a
really
little over the
society has ruined her.
Hey guys, I didn't write this movie. Okay, I just am trying to
We did
appreciate it.
we did point out about all the things that have a lot of influence on this movie, but this movie has also been very influential in rap music.
On what? On what rapper? Name one rapper or rap label that this was influential on.
Are you joking?
Yes.
You just brought up all those Lil Wayne
Yeah, he
songs.
said
Did
he's
you-
joking.
did you not notice his name, the Carter? I mean, shit, come on. And fucking what is that? Dave Chappelle, when his Tron Carter character was clearly Nino Brown. He's like, I'll be passing out turkeys like Nino Brown, baby.
Yeah,
So I think that cannot be understated. King of New York is in a lot of rap shit and stuff like that, but I think New Jack City is in more.
yeah.
Well, there's
Biggie.
another thing too, which is King of New York. One reason why it's better, and it's just because it's like Abel Ferrara's like fifth movie.
Mhm.
So he's way more experienced than Mario Van Peebles. Mario Van Peebles does a pretty good job, but I think the thing that makes New Jack City good and interesting is Wesley Snipes. This is just a star making performance by Wesley Snipes, and if you see, he immediately becomes a movie star after this. And Mario Van Peebles, he follows it up with like Posse, which is like a very dumb
The Western.
black Western movie that's like very goofy and has a lot of the same tonal problems as New Jack City. And then he just kind of like he doesn't really make it as a director in the long run or as a leading man. And Wesley Snipes has a great like 10-year run.
He becomes
With Blade.
Blade.
He becomes Blade.
What did he
he's
do
such
after
an
New-
he's such a great pick for Blade.
Demolition Man.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was after New Jack City. Next,
Yes.
oh, Simon Phoenix.
And he's kind of like the same character. His
Sure.
hair
Also-
in New Jack City is crazy too, where it's like a flat top, but with a like a bump in the middle, like a mohawk and a flat top together.
That's Bedhead. I get that too.
It's not bedheaded. It's like carved into his head.
Oh, okay. Um, people say that didn't people say Wesley Snipes is the blackest man, or like what is the thing?
That's a
about this
Chappelle
movie?
show sketch.
Yeah.
Charlie Murphy said that.
No, after New Jack City.
And he's like, this is long before Wesley Snipes. Up until then, we were the blackest man. And blah, blah. Yeah.
Okay. But that okay, that's it. That's all. All right.
Passenger 57 is when Wesley Snipes says, always bet on black. And that's like the coolest line ever.
There's some good lines in this. Wesley Snipes has some good lines in this where he's like, "You $5 motherfucker, I'm gonna make change" or something like that.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Yeah, there you go.
What about when he pours champagne on that woman's head and he says, "Cancel that bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love how I feel like all the
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. I thought that was so funny as a little
That's an
kid. I was
awesome
like,
line.
"Ah, ha, 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 ha." So funny. He's killing him.
I've never heard that before.
I love that movie. I love this movie. I loved Goodfellas. It was just a great time to be a little kid.
Mike, what
So
do you
many
think about the ladies in this movie?
I thought the main girl that they were all on, Uniqua, she didn't have the greatest body, but something about her was very hot. I think it was mainly that she was extremely slutty. That was hot.
She had a good butt. What are you talking about, man?
She cheated on his brother.
Yeah. And then let's
Oh, they
see
were
who
real
else.
brothers, or they're just Cash Money brothers?
You didn't know this?
Were they like like genetically they were brothers, or they were brothers through Cash Money?
Wesley Snipes said he was G Money's brother. I didn't catch that.
Weren't they brothers?
No, they're just the Cash
No.
Money brothers, William. You
No,
fucking idiot.
CMB.
God,
I'm on my
Lord.
I thought
brother's
they were
keeper.
real brothers.
William heard that and was like, "Whoa, these are
No.
these are the brothers, and their last name is Cash Money."
Well, because it's based on the Chamber Brothers.
You are
I
a
didn't
fucking idiot.
I did not catch that they were brothers.
He said he was his brother's keepers about 10,000 times.
Yeah, but he says that to all of them.
They're the Cash Money brothers. What don't you fucking get, dude?
Okay, they're not brothers.
That scene at the end where him and G Money are on the roof and he confronts G Money about his side deal and asking him if he's my brother's keeper, and then he tears up. It made me tear up a little bit. I thought that scene was incredibly powerful.
When Wesley Snipes was crying, you were also crying.
Yes, and when he shot G Money, it was perfect.
That's like a
The betrayal, the drama.
that's a meme.
I was like, oh, that's like
That
Godfather
shot.
2.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, can you
But it's a hell of a gif. It's a hell of a gif.
Yeah, can you handle the memes, William?
I can't handle the memes.
What's that? Remember that from the trailer, the new Spike Lee movie?
Yeah, high and low. Highest to lowest.
I was kind of into that trailer, and then that line is so stupid that that's the only thing I remember from the trailer is Denzel Washington saying, "Can you handle the memes?"
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Ice-T Ice-T has to always put a little something stupid in all of his movies. It wouldn't be an Ice-T.
You mean
or,
Spike Lee?
Spike Lee. Spike Lee wouldn't be a Spike Lee movie if something wasn't a little dumb. You know?
Yeah.
Character on a little tricycle being wheeled through the fucking park in Crooklyn.
Right,
Crazy
right.
VR video games.
That's what I'm saying is Spike Lee has to like
Got
put
him.
in these social messaging, or like has to like put in this messaging thing that always fucks his movies up. And I feel like this movie does that too, unfortunately, but it's all right.
That's the problem with being a minority is you feel responsible for your film,
people.
whereas Abel Ferrara is just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man, whatever. You know, he Frank, what's his name in King of New York? Frank White?
Frank White.
He's just a complete sociopath piece of shit.
Yeah.
There's like no concern about whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Abel Ferrara is not making his characters talk about like the plight of the inner city black community
No.
and stuff.
Or Martin Scorsese, like in Goodfellas, it's not a part of it. Like, hey,
Yeah,
come
that is
on,
that's a
don't
that's a crutch.
swear, Jimmy. Don't say the F word.
Yeah,
not
we gotta
good.
Be bigger.
Don't
We got to be better than that.
We're Italian. We built this country with our hands within the cement. Okay, I don't think we should be
Mike's watching that scene crying
A tear to
like
my
a
eye.
little bitch.
Oh, come on. Just because I
Just
got
kidding.
feelings.
No, I think it's cool to have feelings in this day and age. It's
I
powerful.
remember they shot Joe Pesci, and they're like, "You're a bad influence on young Italian Americans,"
That's that.
and that's that.
I love that part. Hey, I remember the part where the ladies they say that in New Jack, whatever this fucking movie's called, or they say the crackhead lady she sold her baby's Pampers. Do you remember that? It's a kind of a throwaway line, but I was like, "What do you mean? What does that mean? She sold her baby's Pampers,
She sold the diapers for money to buy crack.
like used diapers?"
No,
Oh, okay, okay. I thought it was like a used panties sort of thing.
Ew.
Something, I know it was really upsetting. I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
have you ever met a crackhead or been around people, anyone in crack ever?
Or a poor person?
No, I've never.
Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't think so.
It just seemed tawdry in a way where it was coming
Have
out.
you
Where I was
ever
like, what
known
does
a-
this mean? Does this mean something more chilling than I think? That's all. I'm stupid. What
You
can I
thought there was
say?
a whole underground people that wanted to smell baby shit.
Yeah,
That
I
was
don't
their
know.
thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Who would buy that?
I don't know. Like a
Like a-
Japanese guy out of a vending machine.
Oh God, you watch too many cartoons, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta start. Gotta start watching the real stuff, like New Jack City.
Yeah.
Have you seen Boys in the Hood?
I've seen
For
it
a
little.
long time.
I don't remember if I've seen it. I've seen parts of it for sure, but
I feel like
Menace to
Menace to
Society.
I feel like that was better.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I
you
don't
seen-
think I've seen Menace to Society, but I maybe have seen
Sniper?
Boys of the Hood. Yes,
You never
I've seen.
seen
Of course, I've
Sniper?
seen Sniper.
Jesus Christ, man. Get with it.
You seen Juice? We did that in the pod.
Yeah.
Paid in Full. Seen the deep cuts.
Is this
Oh, my
movie better
God.
than Paid in Full?
Ooh,
It's a good question.
I kept thinking about that when
Wesley
I was
Snipes
watching it.
Wesley Snipes is so charismatic in this movie. This movie is more classic and more influential. Paid in Full, it's like Paid in Full is more realistic in a way, but it is unrealistic in its own way. It's not that super realistic. I mean, even though he gets shot in the head and that really happened, it looks insane when you watch it. I don't know. It's like this movie's super exaggerated. Paid in Full almost feels like underplayed, like under.
Yeah,
It needs more energy. It needs
I-
more crazy. And also the thing is, who's that one guy, Cameron, in Paid in Full? He's very annoying,
Yeah, totally.
and he should be the exciting, loud character. And he's like, oh, this guy doesn't really have it.
Or Cameron.
No, he's not like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That's
Nobody
the thing.
is.
I just kept comparing this movie to Goodfellas and Casino, and it's unfair to compare any movie to that because it's just nothing's going to hold up to that.
Yes, you're being
There's
very
so-
unfair, William.
It's like, oh, those movies are so much better. That's why I never watched this like 1,000 times.
Yeah,
Compared to
another
the greatest gangster movies of all time, they pale in comparison. Yeah, I got you.
But you can compare it to like Scarface. It's very similar to Scarface. It's similar to the original Scarface, all those 30s gangster movies, James Cagney
yeah, gangster movie.
and such. You ever see there was a lot of these like 90s throwbacks to old gangster movies. Did you ever see the one with Nicolas Cage and David Caruso? That gangster movie?
No, I know.
We should-
I have no
we
idea
should-
what you're talking about.
We should Kiss of Death.
No. Negative.
It's a remake.
Of what?
Of a
Kiss of
Vic-
Death?
It's a remake of a Victor Mature film.
Oh, yeah. Victor Mature. Yes.
Who is this
yes.
man, what a name. I gotta see this guy's face.
Kiss of Death. David Caruso, Samuel L. Jackson, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, nice. I love a goateed young Nicolas Cage. This looks like the same era as Zandali, maybe.
it's the first. It's like I think Jade and this movie were the big things that David Caruso made after he left
In New York.
NYPD Blue. Here's a cool clip of Nicolas Cage doing push-ups with a woman in a strip club and Kiss of Death.
Cool. Hey, you know what else this movie reminded me about? Well, the Carter stuff. It kind of reminds me of the Amsterdam plot of season 3 of The Wire.
But yeah, same idea. Crack house. A crack house is not a new thing. I mean,
That's like the police kind of set that up. That one.
Crack
So it's a little
apartments
different,
is not far off from what a crack house is. It's just bigger,
what about a crack?
easier to
castle.
bust.
There should be a crack castle. Wesley Snipes kind of lives in like a gothic castle after it becomes all of his like his bedroom has like candelabras and shit, and like it's stormy out.
Yeah, that was funny. He's like Dracula.
Lives in like a vampire's castle. Yeah.
And he has a big bed with silk sheets. It's kind of like a Batman look too, like that.
Batman Forever.
Batman 89. That just like, but yeah, Batman Forever. Just like, yeah, the big shoulders. That whole look was in the early 90s. That kind of fashion.
The New Jack Swing. This is how I do it.
Dancing. How come you never started a dance crew, Adam?
I tried. Nobody would join.
What did you think of the soundtrack for this movie?
It's pretty good. I love New Jack Swing. Who doesn't?
You know what the biggest song on this movie soundtrack was?
Yeah, what?
Color Me Bad. I Want to Sex You Up.
Oh yeah.
I remember as a little kid.
Hearing that on the radio.
I would watch this on MTV, on Yo MTV Raps.
Just jerk off.
No, and I would be like, I was a little kid, and this video would come out. I'd be like, no, I hate it.
Why? You got scared?
Because they're white.
You hated it because they're white?
And three of the guys are white. Well, there's one black guy.
There's one black guy.
And then like one of the guys, and I thought they were
doing
gay.
a lot of work. Yeah, there's one black guy and then 3 gay white guys. It's
and the guy with the curly hair.
They do look like gay. The white guys do look gay.
They probably are.
That guy's
but they didn't.
And he's swinging. He's singing so high pitched.
He kind of looks like Judd Nelson's character in this movie.
His little mustache. They're dancing. These guys are from Oklahoma. I read their Wikipedia. One time, one of them worked at a movie theater, and Bon Jovi came in or something, or he saw Bon Jovi, who was going to play in Oklahoma City that night. And then he called the rest of the group, and he's like, "Come down here. We have to perform for Bon Jovi." So they performed, and Bon Jovi was like, "You guys are so good. You're opening my show tomorrow." And so they opened for Bon Jovi.
That's pretty cool. Good for those gay white guys.
They're like a boy band before boy bands were a thing.
They all look like George Michael.
I thought that too.
Well, they're like, the joke is like George Michael, Kenny G.
But these guys are fucking lots of ladies from the sound, from the lyrics of this song. It's making me think that they're quite good lovers to women, not men.
They want to sex you up.
It'd be cool if that was just all to guy. There in the video, it was just all guys. They're like leaning over the desk talking to scared young men.
We got our good buddy Dougie Fresh. What is this, Inspector Gadget?
Oh, the
Scientologist.
Oh yeah, Dougie Fresh is a Scientologist. I forgot. That's cool.
And we played his Scientology concert. This is in the movie.
You might want to bring that up again. You might want to like pull that up again. That's worth playing again. But what's that song that's like boom, bang, bang, bang,
money, money, money.
That song is in Toe Jam and Earl. That's how that's how Toe Jam and Earl starts.
They have the rap version in this movie.
But it's cool that they I mean, I think Toe Jam and Earl is like citing the rap version, and isn't it? Aren't they kind of like rappers? It's like Earl's like a big fat white,
They're into hip
like
hop.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rican guy, and Toe Jam is like a skinny black guy. Toe Jam is like Pookie.
Okay, they're yellow and red. I don't know why
Yeah.
they're black and Puerto Rican.
I was gonna say that too, man. That's a
Yeah, the
that's
yellow.
real
No, yellow is
racialist.
Puerto.
What do you think? What race is Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sonic the Hedgehog is black too, of course.
Oh
But-
my god, he's blue.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean he's blue. That's what I meant.
Look, Adam, this is business. This ain't personal.
Fair
I'm gonna
enough.
cut your throat. I'm just playing clips of this movie
Please
from YouTube.
do.
There's a lot of gunfire and machine guns and running around. And at the end of this movie, are they even cops anymore? Like, what is going on?
That's what I understand. They never said like, "Are you fired" or something? And what are they? They're just doing this own like private investigator work or something. Like when this happens, are they? They're not undercover, right? They're not on the case anymore.
Hey, I
In the
just saw.
funeral.
I just saw one of the things on your YouTube search that said New Jack City full movie. Is that real? That's a pretty hot tip for our listeners if it's true. It doesn't look like it's true.
I don't think it's
Wait,
true.
look, this one another podcast is saying King of New York or New Jack City. And it's 4 black guys, including Kevin Hart and Method Man. So listen to that instead of the even if it wasn't famous.
It's all about West Coast. Well, it's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
argument. It's a good thing to call
Let's
out.
hear what they say. All right, never mind.
What about at the end of the movie, they arrest Nino Brown, they take him to trial, and then during the trial, what does he do?
Blames the computer guy.
And then the trial, they're like, okay, we're pleading down
Mistrial.
to a lower trial.
We fucked
Out-
up.
He'll be out in 12 months.
Yeah, all the evidence is just worthless.
Luckily,
He said it was somebody else. We have to believe him.
the old man sneaks a gun into a courthouse. Mike, what's the first thing that happens when you walk through a courthouse door?
I mean, now, yeah, there's metal detectors, but maybe back then, I don't know. It could have been easier.
As I would like to know the last time a person was shot and killed in a New York City courthouse.
I think it has happened. I think it has happened, or maybe
Yeah,
just-
because the bailiff shot them.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He shoots him.
Makes
He also
sense.
shoots him in a crowd of people in the chest, and his heart explodes, and then he falls down.
And then it said what? And then it says something fucking stupid at the end, right?
It says, although this is a fictional story,
Oh, there's a lot of Nino.
there's a
Browns.
Nino Brown in every city in America.
There's a guy named Nino Brown. That's what they're saying.
There's a guy named Nino Brown in every city in America selling crack.
It's like John Smith. There's a lot of.
I
guys
took a
named Nino Brown.
screenshot. Although this is a fictional story, there are Nino Browns in every major city in America. If we don't confront the problem realistically, without empty slogans and promises, then drugs will continue to destroy our country.
And they did. Drugs won the
And-
drugs war. Drugs
and-
have won.
This
Nino
movie didn't
Brown-
change shit.
Was right when he said it's prohibition like the 1930s. Didn't he say that?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Oh yeah, he
Good,
did say
because-
at some point he was like, "You should. Why are these drugs illegal?" Kind of thing. Or like
Because
he
you
was talking
gotta
about the
rob.
legalization. Yeah.
You got to rob to get rich in the Reagan era. When I
Ooh,
saw that,
yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
They're saying things in this movie. Remember
I
when?
took
Snip-
another.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. There's another great line. Ice-T says, "I want to shoot you so bad, my dick's hard."
Yeah, the acting when he says that is really good too.
That would have been cool if he actually did have a boner, like like a full boner, in the scene. And they're like, "Ew," you know.
I don't know how good metal detector technology was in 1986.
Well, hey, in Japan, maybe he had one of those like Shinzo Abe guns, you know.
No, he had a Walther P08, but yeah, a Luger, excuse me.
Yeah,
He had a little
Luger.
loogie. Do you want to do a gun corner, Mike?
This movie has basically every cool gun from the 90s, but I don't have it.
Uzi.
You got your Uzi, you got your Spa shotgun, you've got your Mac 10, your Tech 9. You've got all the cool guns from back then. I don't have any particular favorite, to be honest. And then you got some other ones, your 1911, you got your Beretta 92. They're all in there. It's got basically every goddamn gun you can think of.
Mac
Hey,
10.
Does have a Mac 10. I want to say it had a Tech 9 too, but yeah, it's got all those, which back then were probably still legal. This is before the
Assault weapons ban.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, didn't they ban a bunch when Reagan got shot
yeah, that may be the case too.
in
Yeah.
84? I think that's when they banned Uzis.
Which is funny because you see that famous photo of the shooting where Reagan got shot, and then the dude has the big ass Uzi that he's holding. I'll try to find a picture.
hey, but there's also knives in this movie.
That was like one of the sickest scenes is when Nino Brown kills those two cops with a knife. God, I love that scene. That was so cool.
Oh, but also when he's like the mobsters, the Italian guys go into his club or whatever, and he goes like, "Get these spaghetti eating motherfuckers out of my office," and then he does like the flutter of the butterfly knife.
That was so sick. Yes, I totally know what you're talking about. Yes.
What about when he calls Judd Nelson a biscuit head?
you biscuit head motherfucker? Yeah.
Or he says
This biscuit head?
this bladder acid piece of shit or whatever.
I don't know.
Doesn't like him.
He calls them all types of shit. It's funny.
It's a hell of a film. It's a beautiful film. It's got an amazing wedding scene with Keith Sweat, and then
That's
Who
who
shows-
that was. Yeah.
and then it's not like I know who Keith Sweat is. I had to read it, but the Italian gangsters show up. They catered it. So were they actually catering the wedding and serving their food?
Or did they just
wait,
show
like they're just waiting to shoot him with machine guns at the end? Ooh, we're gonna shoot this guy. You want another meatball? Ooh.
they could have just waited to the end and pretended like they were packing up, like they were with the catering crew or something.
Also,
but your way
true.
is much funnier. Yes, that they could be serving them like a nice champagne glass for 4 hours and then try
Yeah,
to
they do a
murder them
full
at the end.
shift as caterers.
yeah, and then they shoot him. Also, what about when Pookie is freaking out on crack and the Carter, and then they have to rescue him once he gets caught? And he's like,
Kill me.
"You better help me,
Scotty,
help
they're gonna
me.
kill
Help me,
me.
Scotty Appleton.
And then they run it. They immediately run in all with AR-15s, and they just blow their cover, and they're like,
And the bomb scene was a little cliche, just a little bit. Okay, I want on the count of 3. I want you to pull the something wire, and I'm gonna pull the. Which one's the ground? I don't know. 2 seconds left. They make it. That was a bit
Whoa.
much.
Are they is that shit true about the wires, by the way?
I've never built a bomb, bro. I don't know.
"No, they don't do this. If you ever seen a bomb disposal, they have they just detonate it in a giant like drum, like a metal container, so they don't diffuse bombs.
Yeah,
It's a great plot point, but
the clip the red.
you would
wire
kill
shit
your
is
bomb
like-
disposal unit guy. They do. I think it's more like the Hurt Locker, right? Like they have they have tons of body armor, and
Yeah, they
just
got the big
carefully-
suit. Yeah.
But also, people aren't good with bombs,
Ugh.
so it's not a real threat because all these guys, except for Timothy McVeigh, they're really bad at setting up bombs.
And now you can't buy ammonia nitrate in bulk. It's like a controlled substance.
And
That
Ted
is so
Kaczynski was
uncool.
really good with bomb making. Although, remember a few years ago, there was that guy in Austin, Texas, who was bombing people. He had some good bombs.
I've had some good bombs on this podcast.
The new thing is going to be drones. We all know that, of course, after Ukraine.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, you just sent that thing about the Predator drone being like in LA this
There is a
weekend.
Predator drone guarding downtown LA.
Armed?
Who
It's-
knows? Probably.
I think it's
Why
recording.
not?
I mean, I don't know. It's recording.
I mean, it's
I don't
called
think
a
it's gonna
Predator
shoot.
drone. What is it?
They're armed with, aren't they? Well, the National Guard, I think, have live ammo. That's the thing they were talking about today on the news.
That's not nice. They shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
It was nice they raided a meat packing plant in Nebraska.
The ice is
Yeah,
all
that
over
was
here in
cool.
San Jose. It's news about it all the time. I'm
Oh,
pretty
really?
freaked out.
Have you seen them? Have you seen it?
No, because I don't actually go into like downtown San Jose or South San Jose, which is where it's all happening. I'm in North San Jose and a nice suburb of San Jose. But I mean, it's all over the news.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
what's our ratings? I give this movie 3.5 stars. It's entertaining.
Oh,
It has some good performances. It is ridiculous. It is a cartoon, but also those 30s gangster movies are cartoonish. And really, the big standout is Wesley Snipes as Nino Brown, not the brother of G Money, even though it would make more sense for them to be brothers, in my opinion. The betrayal would have been more deeper.
Yeah, why is he crying if they're not brothers? They're just Cash Money brothers. They're not real brothers. You don't need to cry. I give this movie a 3.5 stars as well. And I was literally being like, this is like a, I was like, is this a 5-star movie at the very beginning? And then as the more it went on, I was like, okay, it's not a 5-star movie.
oh, just slowly sunk down.
And it slowly sunk down.
What was
I
the
don't-
high point for you?
I just thought it just moves so
The
well at the
Enterprise,
beginning.
the Enterprise,
The
just seeing
Enterprise,
that,
the Carter was
you're
really
like,
cool.
oh, this is gonna be so cool.
The Carter was a cool thing. I liked the that plot point, but I just thought like, I don't know, I liked the energy of it. And it wasn't like missing at the beginning. Like the Pookie chase scene was really good at the beginning. You know, I was cartoony, but I was like down for it, what it was doing and stuff. And then it just kind of, yeah, like the plot kind of gets a little, they lose the plot a little bit, but that's all right.
What about Judd Nelson?
He
I
was
think Judd
funny.
Nelson's does a good job. He
I
was a
used to
good
be
boy.
Pookie. I
Yeah.
was poor white trash. Just like him. It's like, that's not what Pookie's like.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's not white.
I'm going
That's what Ice-T should have said.
4.25. You guys are wrong. This movie's fucking awesome. I can't think of any flaws. I like all the things you guys said you liked about it as well. And I can't think of anything wrong with it. So I'm going 4.25.
Mike, pick a 4 or a 4.5, you little fucking coward.
You like
4.5.
internal. I'm glad you like
Okay,
internal affairs so much. I'm kind of shocked how much you like internal affairs.
That shit was sick. I just like how devious
Richard Gere is?
Yeah, Richard Gere is. He's twisted. I like and he does
Wait.
it really well.
Something's been missing from this episode of the podcast, and I realize what it is now. Mike hasn't said that any woman is busted on this episode. I feel like I thought he always goes off on some woman being busted, but there's no white women in this movie.
Correct.
The prom fiend, I guess. She was pretty busted.
Well, I mean, she's a crack addict. So.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
always
not-
bring up the skinny
probably
white
looks good
ladies
without
because I
them.
know he doesn't like them, and there's no skinny white ladies in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Then you know what? 4.5.
What about that? What about Nico's lady who like
Nino,
was like Nino's lady who was like she's looked
the one
pretty
who
good. I
cheated
thought.
on G Money.
The first one or unique
The
one?
first one, not
yeah,
Uniqua.
she had a really
kinda
nice
pale.
face. Yeah, but they didn't really show her body too much, and she was
Oh,
a
sure.
total bitch. So how could I
oh,
like
yeah,
her?
that's a turnoff.
Her womb is so polluted. They took that from Scarface. That
They
she
say
couldn't.
that. Oh, I missed that. They say that in this movie.
No,
Yeah,
he
because you
says
can't
that-
have kids.
Yeah,
she can't
yeah.
have
They
kids.
talk about
Kind
how
of
she can't
kiss,
have
man.
kids.
Her womb is too polluted.
And then
You
other
can't have a
girls
little
like,
baby with her.
I can have a baby.
Gets dancing
That
all
bitch.
sexy. Yeah, and G Money's a bitch for worrying about it. I mean, it's not like it's his girlfriend or something.
Yeah, what does he think? He's got like he's with his
Was he
like,
in
high
love
school
with-
sweetheart or
He's
something.
in love with her or something. I mean, come on.
He was making a beautiful socialist point that they all work together as a team to make the Cash Money Brothers into a successful gang. And Nino Brown was like, I'm the leader. I'm in charge. It's all me. Blah.
Yeah,
I also like how he
ruins
stabs
it
that
again.
guy in the hand, but still keeps him on his crew, and the guy's just like totally chill with it.
Kind of like the
Yeah.
Untouchables.
That guy should have been like, "Hey, you stabbed me in the hand. That's not okay.
I'm out. I quit.
That's you can't do that. Don't do that to me."
I draw the line at being stabbed in the hand and then choked. I'm out.
My 4-year-old got spit. A 5-year-old spit in my 4-year-old's face at preschool this week, and that's what we were telling him to say. He was being like, "I don't like that," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what he should have said to the guy. So when Nino stabbed him in the hand.
Maybe he was just getting it wet for him.
What?
What movie should we do
Say it
next
again.
week? Colors
That sounds like a fun movie.
I haven't seen Colors
Looks
in a
quite
long time.
colorful. What is it?
or Training Day?
Well, I mean, I would prefer. Well, actually, I don't want to hear you bitch about Training Day for an hour, so I'm going to go with Colors. I like Training Day, and I want to continue to like it.
No one talks about Colors anymore. It's a movie that I think people are like, oh, that movie is like bad. Like that movie's wrong. It's bad.
Ice-T
It's
Ice-T does
racist.
the song, but is he in it?
He's not in it. It's Sean Penn, Robert Duvall, Damon Wayans is in it. He's very funny. Don Cheadle's in it. He's the head bad guy when he's like very young. There's a bunch of 80s actors you'll recognize.
Colors. You
What's
don't
it
know
about?
me, fool.
It's a crime movie.
Cops in LA, racism, crooked cops,
Gangs.
gangs.
Let's do some.
Drive-bys,
Let's do Pee
drugs.
Wee's. Big top Pee Wee.
I don't think
Why?
that was one of the options, Adam.
Okay.
Is that a gang? Is that a crime movie?
It was a crime that he made.
It's
that.
pretty
Just kidding.
bad.
I like it.
What about like an old timey 30s or 40s crime movie?
Or we could do Kiss of Death with Nicolas Cage and David Caruso.
I mean,
Those are some bad boys.
The push-up scene look okay. What about Bad Boys? We should do Bad Boys.
Bad
did
Boys,
Bad
the Michael
Boys.
Bay movie.
Oh, you did really?
Oh, the Sean Penn movie.
No, the Michael Bay movie. That's about crime. No, we're not going to do that. That totally doesn't fit our show. I get it.
Wrong, mainstream garbage. No way. All bad. A movie people have seen and like? No way.
Yeah, we don't like to do things that people like.
I don't like that movie. I remember in eighth grade, a kid said that was his favorite movie of all time, and I just thought he was such an idiot.
I have good memories
What's
of
his
watching it with my sister and my father.
Your
It's
father and
crazy.
sister are idiots. Mike.
They
Martin-
are. They are.
Martin-
But that was back when
Martin
they were cool.
Lawrence. Well, it's not like that was their favorite film of all time, better than
No,
Heat
no,
or
no.
something. But like
Not at all.
Martin Lawrence is married, Will Smith is single, and they switch homes. And then there's a big funny part where the girl's like, "Why do you have pictures of your partner all over the house?"
I'm Mike Lowry. This is Mike Lowry. That shit was so good. Adam, my father and sister would not watch 12 Years as a Slave because they thought it was politically, too leftist. It was too woke before woke was a word.
They don't want to.
Are they Confederates?
What? They're being like they're at the fact that they were slaves. It's like something they don't. Like.
That's what I try to explain. It's like a fucking literally an autobiography written by a dude who was a slave. Like, what more do you want? But I don't even go that far with them anymore. It's not worth it.
Some people don't consider that movie to be leftist enough because he's rescued by a white guy. But that's what happened.
Oh yeah,
Like people complain, they're like, "Oh, of course he's rescued by the white guy."
Brad Pitt.
If you're a right winger, just do like what some people do with Schindler's List. You got to look at the Nazis as the good guys. Look at Master Epps as the hero of the movie, not
Oh
the,
yeah,
not
be
the
like,
villain.
oh, it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
when he's reunited.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
It's a good tip, Mike.
Yeah.
Do you think your father thinks some slaves liked it?
I have no. It was just. It's insane the things the guy thinks.
There's no way to know. I guess you can
Thinks-
assume. I think that there
Marries
maybe
a
has to have
Japanese
been one
woman,
slave that
but
liked it.
thinks it's correct that they interned all the Japanese people. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
Because they had swords, they were going to attack us.
Yeah, even though they're American citizens, but whatever.
Even though his whole thing is like, I'm conservative, the Constitution, but internment camps for citizens.
Yeah, exactly. All I want them to do is keep the roads right and keep out immigrant. Like, well, what about water? What about okay, whatever.
What about not arresting citizens?
Yeah,
That'd be awesome if your dad was put in an internment camp.
That actually would be very awesome. He turns 70 on Monday.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. They should put all 70-year-olds in internment camps.
All 7-year-old conservatives, like they think they want to do, but it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Or should we do falling down?
Ooh. These are all
A
great
lot of fun
movies.
choices.
Is he a criminal? Is that crime?
I'm the bad guy.
Oh, I'm an old man. They put they put the sand in my dresser in my drawer at work. Oh, another great Robert Duvall cop movie.
And his wife's a total bitch.
Trying to think of some good ones. We're getting low on the list. Now it's like the bag of
Hey,
chips and all
why
the
don't you
chips are
fucking-
broken.
Hey, why don't you let somebody else pick for once, motherfucker?
Because you want to pick Big Top Pee Wee.
Okay, I won't pick Big Top.
I don't really
Well,
think.
maybe we should. You once said that we could do any movie.
Yeah, before that was like 5 years ago before we started the podcast, and I now know we can't do just any movie. And I don't
Come
want to just do
on.
any movie.
Don't be scared. That's the difference between me. I'm not scared.
You just want to watch Pee Wee's like Big Top Pee Wee.
Yeah, I just want to watch it again.
So
Even though
watch
you
it.
know it's
I don't have time unless it's for the podcast.
Here we
No,
go.
I could watch it. I could watch it.
Is it bad? Can you watch it with your kids? I don't remember.
Yeah, I could watch it with my kids. We watched I watched Pee Wee's Big Adventure with him. He liked it a lot.
I should watch that with Olivia. She probably like that.
Big Top Pee Wee,
I
the
gotta
bad
fucking
Pee Wee
work a little
movie.
bit before I bed. Do you guys know how to bring back your toolbar in Photoshop? It's
Doesn't
like
it
disappeared for some reason.
Control.
Essentials. I'm just gonna go to. Oh, good lord! What, William? Say it again.
I don't remember.
Oh, come on! You were so close to saying something.
I was gonna say Control T, but that's transform. That's not it. Yeah, you can bring it back. It's in your Windows toolbar.
Yeah, but what is the name? I feel like there's a million things, and the stuff I've clicked on is not it.
I don't know. All I know is this: colors.
You don't know me, fool.
You just
Hey,
Oh,
wait, tell people about the
cool.
letterboxed. Tell people about the letterbox.
It's your thing.
I mean, I guess I could do it. We have a letterbox. I'm trying to fill in the letterbox with all the episodes, so it's like an easy way to navigate all episodes. So, could you guys follow the letterbox so it doesn't feel like I'm just completely wasting my time? That'd be great. Thanks.
What's on the letterbox?
Well, I've only gotten like the first. I'm going in order, just because it is more of a pain in the ass to do like the old
We got
ones.
5 followers.
There
So-
you go.
And me and you are too. So, but it's like a long term sort of thing. I just feel like it's a good way to like have a record of all of them and like an easily searchable thing for the episodes and stuff. So I don't know, man.
For our children when
It's a
we
waste of
pass
time.
when we pass away, so we have
Yeah.
some sort of record of that we were podcasters.
Yeah. So check it out, Men on Film Pod or something. And also maybe William, you could add it to our like link tree and stuff.
Oh,
If you don't mind. That'd be
Okay,
great.
Master Apps. Whatever you want,
who's
Master
in-
Apps.
Ooh, Adam taking
Yeah, I like
charge.
that. Can you refer to me as that actually?
Master Adam.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the woke thing where on home tours they don't call it the master bedroom anymore because that's not woke? It's now called the primary bedroom.
Oh yeah, no, it's like master is like referring to like slave shit.
Yes, so they don't call it the master. The master bedroom is not a terminology they use anymore.
I want to be I want to be thought of as the master.
I do too.
You ever heard the George Carlin bit on soft language?
No.
Very relevant, people. All you losers out there in podcast world, you'd love it.